Hey everyone, welcome. How you doing? Hope everyone is doing great. Today guys, I am going to break one of my rules. I'm going to run the same robot, two of the same robot, and one hanger at the same time. It's only the third time I've ever done it, and we are going to be running the Hawk and the Ultimate Hawk. And I say they're the same robot, but once we get through this explanation, you're going to kind of see that they're really not. For starters, we are running the same drone on here, the Hawkeye drone, and we've got different pilots. We've got Johnny on the regular Hawk, which applies lockdown, but it's kind of, the application is slow, so it's not as handy as you would think. And we got a couple different skills. We got Quartermaster and Ferocious Guardian on here. This is an older robot. I generally do not go back and change pilot skills, so I just left it the way it is. And also over here on the Ultimate Hawk, we've got Kyle, and I think his ability is better. He's got immunity to lockdown and suppression. And a couple differences over here. I think we've got Engine Expert and Stubborn Warrior. So those things might play, they might make a difference. They might play a role in why I basically struggled to run the regular Hawk. It was a struggle, guys. I even tried the new weapons, and I even tried the new Anaxor weapons, the Velos and the Baseless. And yeah, so let's look at why it was a struggle. Check out the stats, guys. Check out the stats here. The most obvious thing on this screen at the moment, I think, is durability. 330,000 versus 182. I do have the 5% skin on the regular Hawk, but I don't think it really it's enough. It's not enough. And then jumping to the reflector, I thought that the Ultimate Hawk had stronger reflector, but they're the same in terms of the blocked damage. The returned damage is 70% though for the Ultimate and only 60 for the regular. So I think that's a big difference. The next big difference is the cooldown. Ultimate Hawk's 14 seconds versus the regular Hawk's 20. That 6 seconds is an eternity sometimes. I think that was a huge differentiation between the two. And we've got a slight speed difference. The regular Hawk is 48 kilometers, whereas the Ultimate Hawk is 50. The other really big thing is, and you can see it on this screen, is the damage dealt to Titans of the regular Hawk is only 100%. Whereas if we look at the Ultimate Hawk, it's 220%. These two are really kind of sort of not the same at all. I have one game, guys. I could not get both of these robots to do something worthwhile in a single game. So we've got one game where the Ultimate Hawk kind of comes out late, but it's well worth the wait. The Waymaker makes an appearance and does an interesting job. And then I've got a couple, maybe 3 clips of the regular Hawk doing some cool stuff too. So I just couldn't get it all in one game. Okay, guys? All right, let's jump into it. Let's do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be nice to one another out there in the world. I'll catch up to you soon. Bye for now.